Hi, how's everybody doing? So it's my birthday, and for my birthday, I wanted to give something. I think we've gotten much too used to in our lives thinking we deserve to be given something for being here, which is fine, lovely. It's wonderful to receive gifts. But I think the gift of being given this to move through life in and be fed by it all the time, by everything of life, and be nurtured is plenty. And I must also remember, and hopefully we all do, that in celebration of our being here, there's things that we can always give back. And I really wanted to give something to all of you that might leave something useful, something of beauty for you. And I preface this with saying that this gift comes from my contemplation of a gift that was given me, a gift that was given many. So part of it is not really my story to tell, but I can't come to the gift without sharing what I heard. I am sorry I don't have a name to give you. And if I ever find it, I will add it to this. But I stopped to watch a most beautiful expression of First Nations hoop dancing in Vancouver once. The fellow who does the dances, he's a world champion, amazing, and just showed such grace and beauty within the dances that he shared. And his daughter was dancing, and all the family participated. But it was his brother in law that guides me to this story. His brother in law was the drummer, the storyteller, the sharer of wisdom. And as they were getting ready to do, I believe it was a grass dance, in this amazing outfit covered in thousands of beads, just handcrafted, gorgeous. And for a dance, it was meant to be the leads that used to walk into these grassy prairies and dance them into flatness before the people arrived to place their tents, their homes up. Everything done sacredly. And he began to tell the story of the beads on these outfits. How we misunderstood how this idea of people selling off land for glass beads, how dumb, was so misunderstood. And it was a complete loss, as with everything of any depth, of any metaphor in life, we tend to miss it. Oh, people celebrating too many gods or celebrating grasses. Why? He said, all these immigrants, all the Europeans that came in boats buying land for beads, thought they were pulling one over on everybody. But he said, you have to understand that for them, when they made beads, they made them out of stones and shells, things of the earth that they found, with tools that were made from animals they had hunted, from other stones. So to make beads was a labor of much time, much care, much love. You had to really, really, truly want to create these beads, to create these outfits for the people of your life. It was time invested in valued members of a community. So when they were given glass beads, for them, the understanding was that there was so much time and care put into these that they must truly value who these people are. And this value could then be passed on. As he said, the youth of today are most strongly worried that nobody will value them enough to put time into creating one of these outfits because it's everyone gathering together to sew them, to put them on. Grannies and aunties and sisters and whoever else feels inclined. And this brings me to what I've thought about over the many years since I've heard that. How it is time that is a gift. So my gifting to you is the time, the wee hours that it is to create this, to share it. It is the time I spend with my mother every Friday. It is the time I scratch out amongst all my to-do lists to see friends or to be with nature. Yes, I value nature enough to spend time with her. So, what is it in your life? Who is it that you feel is so valued that your time is gifted? That this sowing of something of life is worthy? Where in your life do you feel undervalued in time? See, this isn't just a one-way street. If time is the compensation, is the gift, is the value, as much as us giving it and sharing it and finding ways, even if it's something very small, to give this value of time, where is it we're also needing that? Are you able to ask for it from people when your bank of time is depleted, when your bank of energy needs that boost? Time isn't this linear object to be got to, a place to arrive at. Time is this flowing river. It either can be directed and pushed through, or we can let it expand and flow outwards. I am the first to admit I'm not always good at sharing it where and how I really truly feel it is deserved. I'm working on that. I'm a work in progress, but when I can make sure that I've got everything in place, I dive in. I bring my time to the table and I want to give it. I want it to be the sowing of beads, the creation of something of beauty, something deserved. Because that is what happens in the end with these outfits of these beads that were handcrafted and carved, that were then sewn on one after another, thousands of them. Something formed to be worn, to be clothed in. So every time you even take a minute, every time I take a minute and I sew it into the fabric of what it is I'm looking to create, whether it's with friends, family, strangers, the personhoods of nature. Whenever I do that, I'm creating something and I don't quite know necessarily what it's going to look like, but I have a pattern in mind. And it is something that celebrates each and every one of you. It celebrates this world, this nature that we are not walking into, but a part of, a functioning, wonderful, flowing member of. It celebrates everything I was before I ever arrived in this body. And I'd love to have others come and sit with me and start sewing. Take these beads of time and see what we can create together and offer up to those that we truly believe are deserving. And if we're honest, isn't that absolutely every single one? Not just of us, the human, of every animal, every tree, every blade of grass, this earth. It's really, truly deserving of something of beauty. So, this is my birthday gift to you. Hopefully, it drops something in. Hopefully, it offers up at least one bead that you can take and trade for something else. Or maybe you start weaving it into the fabric of something that you're creating. Find some time today that is of value to you. Give it, receive it, celebrate it. I thank that gentleman for that story. As I said, it is not my story, Cher, but it was the story within the story, the weaving. Sometimes our stories are the beads. And when we weave them all together from wherever we've all come from, that's when we have that creation. And it doesn't take a lot of work. I thank you so much for sharing this moment on my birthday or whatever day you're hearing this. And I say happy birth on this Earth Day to all of you, because you've all been born into this. So is every moment of time. Namaste.